Tomorrow night is when we do expect some of the snow to start developing across the region, coming from this system, moving very fast and will move very fast across the southern U.S., getting here tomorrow night. So that's when we start up the snow showers late Friday night. It will snow for most of the region through most of the night, but there will be a bit of a mix developing early Saturday morning. So there will be a rain snow line that develops across parts of town early Saturday morning. That will create some slick roads through the early morning hours of Saturday and through maybe about late morning. And then once the sun comes out and we see drier conditions prevail throughout the afternoon, we'll likely see some improving conditions on the roadways as the weekend goes on. But let's talk about who, what, where, when, and why. In the peninsulas and the eastern shore, this is a snow event from start to finish. Late Friday night, snow gets going, carries overnight into Saturday morning. There could be up to 4 inches or maybe even more in a few select spots. Along the south side, starts as snow Friday night, is snow for most of the night into early Saturday morning. That's when there's a brief wintry mix that unfolds as that rain snow line creeps up north a little bit. So a little bit of ice, a little bit of mixing in there. By Saturday morning, snowfall totals not as high as the eastern shore and the peninsula. Northeastern North Carolina starts off at snow late Friday night. Enjoy some of those snowflakes falling late Friday night. Then sometime through the night flips over to a little bit of ice, and then by Saturday morning flips over to rain. So snow accumulations along the Albemarle Sound in northeastern North Carolina near the state line, not going to be much. There may also be a few minor ice accumulations to go along with that. So the snow on the ground going to be on the eastern shore, on the peninsulas, the farther north we go. That's also something to be said if you're driving up the eastern shore or up to Richmond or up to D.C. The farther north you go, the more snow there will be on the roadways. And that's also something to keep in mind Saturday night and Sunday when things stay real cold. Now, speaking of cold, we got it, and it's been locked in. And that's the most important ingredient. You need the cold air for it to snow, and it's been locked in all week long. So if you're kind of curious about whether or not the snow will stick on the ground or will accumulate, it's been cold all week long, so grounds is not going to have any issues holding some of that snow that's coming down. Now, the breeze is going to back off tonight, but it still continues on the eastern shore, so we do have a wind chill factor early tomorrow morning. Actual temperatures are going to be in the 20s for us here, but it could feel like 15-ish degrees for most spots Friday morning. Friday afternoon, cold air still in place, so highs in the 30s with sunshine to start, clouds increasing as the day goes on, leading us into that late night snowfall as we get into Friday night. Sunshine, as we talked about, increasing clouds by the 2-3 o'clock hour. Still dry, though, from sun up to sundown. It's well after sunset. We see snow developing across the region. That carries over through most of the night, as we talked about, especially on the peninsulas and on the eastern shore. But overnight into early Saturday morning, that rain snow line starts to develop near the state line or for parts of the south side. So that's where we introduce a little bit of that wintry mix coming up Saturday morning. And it really is flipping over to all rain for northeastern North Carolina, the Outer Banks near the Albemarle Sound. 7 a.m. rolls around. If you're sleeping in, most of this stuff is already coming to an end and it is moving out. So my recommendation for Saturday, wake up a little bit early, get yourself a coffee or two, sit back, enjoy some of that snow coming down or some of that wintry precipitation coming down, and then welcome back to sunshine by lunchtime. Sunshine carries over through Sunday, just remains really cold.